this is Ian with DC Digital, and today we're going to be showcasing our DC-40N-T-DN-UP-STATIC-FLUSH-POE indoor game timer and clock. This order is going out to Chambers Escape Games, which is based out in Hawaii, and what the customer aims to accomplish by utilizing this product is to utilize the network control timers for one of their game rooms. How it works is the client places the flushed unit into a slotted rectangle of their own, which has an RJ45 connector that will connect to the PoE in the enclosure itself, and the client then uses our network webpage to enter a series of commands to make the unit act as a timer, or it can also act as a clock or a numbers display. So now I'm going to showcase the functions on how this unit is meant to work. So as you can see, it is a PoE network connected unit, meaning it is powered directly via the Ethernet cable or our RJ45 connector, which in turn is powered by a modem or the internet itself. And utilizing our web page, we're able to add in a number of commands to make the unit do a specific number of functions. It can act as a time of day clock that we can manually set it to. It can act as a numbers display, and it can even act as a timer itself. And it can even act as an up timer or a down timer. And you can see the list of commands, the command prompts at the bottom of the web page here. It tells you what series of commands you need to type in to the command prompt to get it to act in a specific way. So we're going to just go over the common command prompts that we can utilize this unit for. So we're going to start with the time of day clock function. So let's say we want to have the unit display the time of day that is 12 p.m. Let's just say that. So in this case, we just click into our little command prompt right here, as you can see, and we type in the command capital T, C for clock or time of day. And just so you know, all command prompts utilize all caps for letters. It will not take lowercase letters. So for the time of day, so for the third byte, we just type in 0 for a 12-hour or the PM function. And for the fourth and fifth byte, we type in 12. And for our minutes section, we just type in the hours, then we need to type in the minutes. We just type in 00. And finally, for our 8th and 9th byte, we type in our broadcast group, which in this case, it is in channel A. So we just type in A. So I'm going to press the enter button. And as you can see, it is currently displaying the time of day that is 12 p.m. Now, if I wanted to switch into a 24-hour format, I would just simply type in T, C, and then I would type in 2 for the 24-hour format. We would type in 1400. And as you can see, it is now displaying the time of day in 24-hour format. So in this case, it is displaying 14 o'clock. So now I'm going to showcase the count up feature. So let's say we wanted to have this unit count upward from 25 minutes. So in this case, we type in TU0 for setting and holding our up timer. Then we type in 2500 and then type in our last two channels. And as you can see on this little dot on the top left side of the enclosure, it is displaying that it is in up timer mode. If it was in down timer mode, it would be displaying the dot on the bottom right side of the unit. So now I'm going to start our up timer. So we do this by typing the command TU1, and then we type in 2500, and then we type in our last two channels, which is AA. And as you can see, the up timer is currently counting upward from 25 minutes and 0 seconds. So say I wanted to pause the current up timer. So in this case, I would type in capital TU2, and then I type in 0000. It doesn't have to have the time that we set it to. Our last two bytes, which is the broadcast channel, AA. And as you can see, we were able to stop the up timer, or in other words, we were able to pause it. So now I'm going to showcase the down timer function, and let's say I want to have this unit start counting down at 1 minute. So in this case, we click on our command prompt, we type in TD for down timer, and in this case, we're going to start counting down at 1 minute. So we're going to type in 1 for set and start the timer. We're going to type in 0100. Then we're going to type in capital A and capital A. Press down on the enter button. And as you can see, the unit is now counting downwards from a total of 1 minute and 0 seconds. And the dot, as I've stated before, that was originally on the left side of the unit is now on the bottom right side of the unit. So now I'm going to showcase how you can add in a static number for final function of the unit. So in order to do that, we click on our command prompt as usual. We type in TS for static numbers, and then we type in 0 for regular numbers, and then we type in 9999 for 9,999. Type in the last two channels, hit enter, and as you can see, the unit is now displaying the static number of 9,999. We can also add colons to the static number display to make it showcase a static version of the current time, and we can also add numbers with decimals as well. So let's say I wanted to showcase a number with colons in the center. So in this case, we click on our command prompt. We type in TS1 for adding colons in the center. Then we type in another number. Let's just say 1234. Add in our last two channels. Hit enter. And as you can see, the unit is now displaying 12 hours and 34 minutes in static time. And if we wanted to add a decimal to that rather than colons, we just type in TS2 for numbers with decimals. And then we type in 1234. And then we type in double A. And as you can see, the dot is now in between 2 and 3. So quickly going over the hardware aspect of this model, it is a tough 14 gauge aluminum fingerprint resistant black powder coated aluminum cover. The display size is 4 inches and it can be viewed up to a total of 300 feet. The number of digits it has is 4 digits that can be timed up and down to a total of 99 hours and 59 minutes and 100th of a second, and this is thanks to our shift digit technology, meaning that you will first see the seconds and then 100ths of a second, then you will see minutes to seconds, and then you will see hours to minutes. Not to mention, it can also display a static number of 9,999 with colons or decimals. Its power type is an RJ45 Ethernet connection that displays the unit and gives data through a data and power splitter via a PoE connection. For mounting, we have our flush mount faceplate with 2 beveled edges. And lastly, for accessories, we have our Webpage controller that requires only the MAC address. And it allows the user to type the required demands, and it does not require any downloadable or third-party software, either on iOS or any other devices. It just requires a simple internet browser such as Firefox, Internet Explorer, or Google Chrome. So again, this is Ian with DC Digital, demonstrating our DC-40N-T-DN-UP-STATIC-FLUSH-POE indoor game timer and clock. Thanks for watching.